So Achilios of Nepal.
Go ahead and get our nice little fighting screen coming up.
Where Stitch is leading the charge, man.
Yeah, he's like the George Washington sitting on the boat as they go across the Delaware.
Okay.
Wasn't gonna talk over it anyway, but still would have been able to hear him. But yeah, that is the power of a fan base right there. But here we go. Nepal starting things off on Shrine. Evo, of course, on that namesake Winston coming through.
So it's going to be a mirror composition here on both sides with no Reaper for Haksal going back to his tried and true Sombra that we saw on certain parts of Control last week and other parts of Hybrid. Revenge getting into better position here, winning the tank war again with Evo being pocketed means that RunAway is going to have to try to back off, look for a different way, and you can see Bumper just totally outclassed in the Winston battle here because of that pocket healing. Now free, has the room to push through and get some extra damage done.
Feels perfectly free to go ahead and charge up there. Bazzi as well, poking in, looking for that pulse bomb. Cap hasn't come through yet. Finally will there for 7 as RunAway just now starts to push in. Pulse bomb going in for the Hail Mary, actually manages to find Amy. Even without the stick, just couldn't get away from that one in time. It seems like 7 is going to quite handedly win that fight. RunAway backing off here with the retreat. Sound barrier ready to go, but can be matched by Mika's.
Notice Evo's charge versus Bumper's. Just gets Primal Rage right now, Bumper 59%. And that's because Revenge pocketed him specifically rather than trying to heal up Tuba, who also is leading an ult charge because they won that fight, because he was able to do more damage to the backline. Here comes
Tuba goes up, he drops right back down to the EMP, perfectly aligned, but Amy does throw in that sound barrier as they try to take this fight, but they're still not on top of the point. They're fighting away from it. Self-destruct comes out there from Jano as he gets back into the mech. Stitch manages to find one there onto Revenge, and then get the knockout onto Free. Now with RunAway's fight, now they're going to be looking to take the point. Evo by himself jumps up into the air, just trying to buy some more time and gets pooped out immediately and taken down by Janu. Great turnaround fight here from RunAway as they flip the point, but 50% accrued for 7.
7 has the ult advantage, the exception of that, well, I guess both EMPs were traded. Tuba starts the fight with the EMP. They use Sound Barrier, but hold everything else. He used the roof to get a slidey, sneaky angle there, surprising RunAway, making it look like, oh, we have a pause.
Okay.
Making it look like
this is the first.
He was translocating away and then was going to leave to the left there, but slid off the roof to get that EMP, but they couldn't capitalize on it well. Looks like it's a Stitch issue here, if I had to guess. And Stitch is playing quite well. I mean, the Pulse Bomb that we saw that really opened up the fight there after the failed EMP, they were able to turn it real quickly. They had to commit everything else, including the Primal Rage, though, for Bumper.
Yeah.
So it's a 50% flip, which is always fantastic, but they need to make sure they hold the first big push coming through from 7, or it won't really mean anything at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's a technical issue coming through here, so seems like Stitch's mic is not working here at the moment. So might have to get a headset replacement to come through, perhaps. We'll see if we can get that taken care of.
Yeah.
Paid pause.
Hopefully it's just an issue with like his in-game settings or something like that, or maybe a line issue, either way. But he's got to keep his hands warm while a bunch of technical people crowd around the computer to fix it. But this is always a tense moment where you're in a 50% flip. You just got the point. You're assessing ultimates right now, and that's going to be the job of the supports, especially Janu, of course, on RunAway, to be shouting out where the cooldowns are for 7, try to assess how they want to bait those out at the moment. Haksal is rocking the glasses today, by the way. Again, he took them off for his post-game interview for a second when he was MVP.
Was basically goaded into it there by our host. And the fans loved it quite a bit, so maybe if he gets MVP, maybe he's just going to have to make it a regular thing. But seems like Stitch might be taken care of now, as we have the refs, engineers, I don't know what you would really want to call them, but as they exit the booth, so Stitch should be good and back in working order here with this headset. This pause has been brought to you in part by Old Spice. Actually, I don't even know if that sponsorship extends to Korea.
I don't think it does.
I don't think it does.
Just a shill. I think that's what deodorant you use. All right. Well, let's see if they can use these ultimates to flip the point back here. Pulse Bomb completely eaten here by Janu.
Yeah, gonna be taken away there, but Bumper's still getting chunked down to below half HP. RunAway kind of shifts away from the point. Self-destruct goes in there, and Amy's gonna get caught out yet again. Free finds that kill, and Bazzi will just go ahead and take Jano out of the mech and finish him off. RunAway might be losing this fight, might be giving up the flip before they can even tie 7. Juba jumping to the side, keeps himself nice and safe, and they haven't gotten this flip yet, but it seems like it's just a matter of time as the kills continue to string through.
And they still maintain that ult advantage. They held on to the Primal Rage specifically. It's crazy how long Evo's been able to hold that. He just doesn't need it because the playstyle 7 gives him so much healing. He doesn't need to pop that to continue his survivability. Tuba here as well holds an EMP. Hoxel doesn't have his yet, but they've got at least 2 great stalling tactics here to hold this to 99. As we do see Bumper gets an awkward angle here. He's just trying to build up to that Primal Rage. Sound Barrier comes through.
Sound Barrier comes through. Tuba still does have that EMP, but doesn't get into a position to go ahead and nullify the shields yet. Does toss it out. Amy's going to go down as Evo finds the kill. Hoxel going low. Manages to stay in here for the moment as Janu tries to get away, but he's going to lose the mech. Bumper's taken down. And this is going to be 7 ticking up towards the 100%. RunAway with so many members dead, they might not be able to get back into the point in time to delay this.
Doesn't look like it out at the moment. They've got good tools here to try to get a flip, but not if they're getting staggered.
Twilight died.
They needed to come in all together.
Ticking down, they'll start pushing forward now. Primal Rage popped out here by Bumper as they go forward, trying to stay in the fight. Bazzi has that pulse bomb ready to go, has the Sound Barrier on top, will go forward as soon as that hack goes away. Gets the stick on the Jano and the pop him out of the mech, denying all of that buy time that RunAway can get with that D.Va. And now it's just a slaughter as they try to get back here onto the point. The coalescence is there from Twilight, not doing a damn thing. Point's just going to tick down, and it seems like 7 will go ahead and win this first round on Nepal.
I feel like Revenge is the real EMP, or not EMP, MVP. It's not the Sombra player. He's the real MVP in terms of making sure that Evo wins every trade. Obviously, Evo's still a fantastic Winston on his own right and will bubble correctly and play passively when needed to make sure that he stays alive. But because Revenge is focusing all of his healing on Evo, it allows you to peel against the same type of dive from your opponent much easier. If he focuses on healing the DPSs, like what RunAway is doing, trying to keep Hoxal alive, then it means that then Evo doesn't have as much chance to survive. So we are going to have a triple tank on both sides here, but the McCree strategy here, more Panthera-esque for 7 versus Stitch, going to be helping to buffer Hoxal's Reaper that we saw against MVP Space just last week.
Now this one's going to play out. The Rockets coming through. As 7 yet again is going to be able to posture forward here onto the point. Stitch actually gets taken down first and foremost. Massey finding that kill. And Evo just goes forward, swing it away. But here comes Bumper from downtown. Scoops him up, slams him into the wall. And will be able to get that kill, but can they get the point? So far, the answer is going to be no. Yet again, 7 will get the first capture.
Is there really a downtown in Nepal though, Achilios?
It's a very small town, so it's literally like 10 feet away and then you're in the downtown.
Would you call it a village?
I would call it a village, in fact. Down village just doesn't sound as good, but now the Deadeye going to be coming through there from Bazzi. Doesn't find anything to shield up there from Bumper, does deny a bit of that damage. As he tries to focus back in there to take down Stitch, won't be able to find it, but Revenge actually goes ahead and kills the Roadhog off screen. Hoxal gets 1. That's going to be the Death Blossom coming through, but instantly gets interrupted, but they'll still be able to take the kills in the end. Nice little stop there on the deny.
I think Hoxal,
yeah, to no avail.
I think he read the Reaper patch notes, man. He's getting ready. That was a pretty fantastic attack because they were finally able to escort Hoxal onto the point where he was able to do massive damage to the tank line of 7. Remember, this is where 7 is weakest, when Evo's playing the Reinhardt, not the Winston. It's not his strength. In fact, it's a weakness, but it's so strong on village, he has to flex into it here. And Hoxal getting onto that point, but they just got burned down. And we're going to see if 7 can take this point.
Hook comes through, but that's going to be the Transcendence out from Revenge to help keep everybody alive and in the fight. Self-destruct toss will find 1, and the Fire Strike coming out from Bumper takes down the enemy Reinhardt. Fantastic hold so far here from RunAway. A near tick up there from 7. They almost got the cap, but because losing out on the 3 members costs them in the end. They have to peel back for now. RunAway going to maintain a lead. They have multiple ultimates to work with, but look at this. Even with the Deadeye very close, they're going to have the swap out from Bazzi here as he goes to Reaper.
The problem for 7 is that the biggest struggle for the Reaper comp on this map is getting onto the point. RunAway already controls it. They already are there, so they have that easily set up for them already. However, the Reinhardt shield coming through here from Evo does allow them to get on it, but still, better position from RunAway. Sound barrier is going to be committed as well. If RunAway holds this should be going to a 3rd map.
Oxall going to go ahead, enter that race walk, dips around the corner to dodge out on that self-destruct, but Amy can't say the same. Evo has been taken down by Stitch, but now Hawkstall going to lose out on the Reaper battle as Bazzi finds the kill, and it seems like 7 have done it. They will get the flip, 25% to go upward here. RunAway have a clear lead, but they have to regroup.
Yeah, and they're going to have to, again, get Reaper onto the point. Interesting that 7 wants to hold the high ground here a little bit rather than trying to just hold the control point itself. They're going to look to drop down on top of RunAway's approach. Hawkstall nearly with this Death Blossom. He sees that everyone's on the high ground here, but they're still just going to charge right into the point. Good D-Matrix here from 3.
That Blossom ready to go. Hawkstall has it available now. They lose Evo. He's going to go forward. Defense Matrix does block the majority of that damage, but it has shoved 7 back here for the moment, and Hawkstall is still just sitting up comfortably in the front line. Takes down Tuba, self-destruct in the air. Janu finds revenge. They get free. Hawkstall just ripping them apart with the shotguns. Bazzi, he'll go in to try something, but he's not going to be able to do anything there in the end. The flip comes back through, 82% going up. 7 do have multiple zone control ultimates coming through with the self-destruct and the Death Blossom, but they have to execute on it if they want to win this.
And RunAway just again is showing they have the more stronger understanding of this Reaper composition. Evo did not get the coalescence on him quickly enough to save him. Could have been a totally different story had he done it.
Hog coming through, Stitch pushing him back. Self-destruct goes out. Not going to be finding anyone this time around. And both sound barriers have been invested. Bazzi throws down that Death Blossom, but nobody dies. Janu goes low, but it's not enough. And Hawkstall, he gets another one. He punishes 2, but gets taken down by the enemy Reaper yet again. RunAway are still in control for the moment, but you can see that they're trying to kite their way back here. Stitch gonna go down, as will Amy. Nowhere to run. The flip will come through. RunAway need a clean retake in order to close this out and tie up the ball.
Yeah, I really like the idea of using the Pole Hog early there to absorb a lot of freeze defense matrix so the Hawkstall can get more value out of his Death Blossom. It was really well executed by RunAway, but Bazzi was able to get a better position there, and the self-destructive free disrupted RunAway's setup there.
Big hit there on the Bazzi, but he's going to go right back up. He's looking for another Death Blossom. Dangerous and close to this one as the coalescence comes down from Revenge. Twilight going to answer with one of his own. It's just going to be the Super Saiyan battle going across the point, and several people go low, but nobody has died yet. Bazzi throws it down. Janu knocked out of the mech, will get killed. Amy as well from the whole hog. It's just going to be a sweep 7. Will be able to take the Paul in the end. Very well fought by RunAway, but they are going to drop their first map of Contenders, and so far 7 will carry on undefeated.
That's right. Just, you know, overall, I still will say with confidence that I think that RunAway has the better understanding of how to run the Reaper compositions on this map, but we had several flips decided by Coalescence's value, and RunAway was having the Coalescence focus more on Hawkstall, trying to force him into the point, whereas the Coalescence we saw at the end was used to make sure that Evo could force the point there for the Reaper on the side of 7. So basically trying to carefully move tanks to control the point versus using the Reaper there. Sure, Hawkstall had better setups for his Death Blossoms, was able to do more damage to tanks in the scrappy fights, but the better play of Moira went to Revenge for sure, and his Coalescences were much more successful. So I do want to again give credit to this duo between Revenge and Evo that was so strong against the Foxes and has now allowed them to defeat a 2-time Apex finalist here on Control.
See Flower been there in the booth, showing support and keeping the team nice and calm after the loss. Still, we'll be moving forward, looking to tie up this series and then try to take a lead from there as we move on to Assault. RunAway not going to be giving up without one hell of a fight. We already saw that there from both points on Nepal, but unfortunately for them, they do fall short. In the meantime, 7 can feel quite good about their performance, coming out on top of the fan favorites.
Yeah. You know, I don't really have anything super critical to say about RunAway's play there. The coalescences, especially in the final flip there, were better. But the Reaper play overall, I have to give the benefit to Hoxall. We're going to Eichenwald again. We had the Eichenwald victory for RunAway against MVP Space.
Yeah, they finally broke the curse.
Yeah, the curse that Lunatic Kai themselves also against other weaker teams, including MVP Space, struggled on this map. But not only did they win it last time, they're confident to pick it this time. It'll be the first map pick of the tournament, in fact. Yeah. And it's a map that we've been seeing a lot of here in Contenders, but doesn't say too much just yet about what compositions we're going to see. However, historically, this map has been a fantastic dive map for Genji. We're seeing a lot more Pharah right now, however, to counter either the Genji or the Sombra compositions we're seeing on both attack and defense. However, as RunAway learned quickly, the attack Pharah, or sorry, the defense Pharah was never as successful as the attack Pharah. They were still able to make it work with Hoxall on the Pharah pretty deep against MVP Space, but they're forced to switch eventually. Yep. Let's see if they adapt a little bit this time on their second Eichenwald of Contenders Season 1.
Well, everything just went poorly for them when they were facing off against MVP Space when Twilight died on the first attack. Just dove in straight to the back of the point, and that Zenyatta fell away very swiftly. So it needs to have a bit more of a tight-knit start as far as the defense is concerned, but this is the map choice for Hybrid for both of these teams, so it's not like there's going to be a clear advantage for RunAway as they come into this pick. I'm sure Seven is going to be perfectly happy to play this one out.
Certainly so. Seven's fans multiplying here after their win over the Foxes. You can see the Korean crowd is not completely against them this time with RunAway on the other side. There's the cheers.
They're pretty vocal as well, but here we go. Well, they might be able to contest in game, but they certainly can't contest as far as the Phantom's concerned here in the arena. RunAway will pretty much always be way more vocal than just about any other team.
Look at this setup.
Die hard.
This is a pretty unique setup. We almost never see Stitch on the McCree with Hoxall playing the Sombra, so a little bit more flexibility shown here. Tuba scouts it out. Is going to look for the hack onto the D.Va.
Oh, they're looking for Twilight. They just poop him back. They isolate him, and Bassi scoops up the kill. In the meantime, RunAway do trade one back there onto Evo. RunAway's just going to be cutting into the side building here to keep themselves nice and safe. And out of line of sight, out of line of fire.
Didn't think they were going to be able to get the Zenyatta, but when he lagged behind, they took the opportunity. Twilight going to be making the switch now onto the Moira.
Bumper goes low, has to jump back to safety. Will be getting topped up here to try to fast track that coalescence there from Twilight. Yet again, it's just Seven really isolating Bumper and punishing him at every single turn, but this time Bazzi, with that pulse bomb coming up already, takes out Stitch.
Okay, Hoxall going to try to answer back. Does not do enough damage here. This has been, you know, a scary story for RunAway because we talked about how one of the big stories was going to be Bazzi versus Stitch. It's not in the Tracer versus Tracer, it's the Tracer killing the McCree this time. Bazzi showing really good Tracer, better than what we saw against the Foxes.
Oh, they're trying to set it up yet again. He's going to come in from behind as the MP throws it down. First kill, however, is going to be Revenge, getting taken out by Janu. And it's actually RunAway going against the run of play, taking down the members of Seven. They had a fantastic setup from Tuba, but cannot capitalize. They'll lose Stitch, but they're fine with that one. They're going to go ahead and start getting ticks on the point. Yeah. And the stagger as well.
This was the first time we saw a straight-up engage for Seven here on the defense. Every other engage was a skirmish or a pick coming through from Bazzi and Tuba, trying to get the backline picks first on the Zenyatta, forcing that switch to the Moira, the second time onto Stitch on the McCree. But now they've got basically the big six RunAway does with this push. Tuba's EMP proved suicidal, proved fatal. And Seven loses out here with this ult deficit they have as well. They're going to try to come up here and hold the high ground. Don't know how successful this is going to be because it's going to again force them in terms of engagement to drop down. Last time we saw this attempted by Tuba didn't go so well. Bazzi looking for any targets he can find back here.
Here on the bottom, he's poking in from the sidelines. Pulse bomb's ready to go, throws it down, not going to get the kill. Stitch is there for the punish. Just taking him out immediately. Deadeye gets used, doesn't find anything with that one. The self-destruct there from Janu. Gets Mika, and now 3 is knocked out of the mech. And he'll be finished off there. As it is just a slaughter here from RunAway. Every time Seven tries to take a fight, they get ripped apart. Now can't skirmish around the point. They have to operate around the castle walls.
This is a moment where, you know, RunAway, I like that they committed all their ultimates there. Sure, they're finding themselves behind it now, but they committed it to get around this corner, around that castle point where everyone was dropping on top of them. Now they have a more open point to deal with where McCree is going to do very well. It was normally hard to grab the drawbridge with dive, but with a long-range hit scan, it's a lot easier.
Huxall trying to get himself out of there, but does get booped at there by Free. Takes them down to 7, tries to regain control over the payload here. And that Primal Rage comes through from Evo. They will go ahead and get rid of Amy. Now Stitch getting smacked down. We'll jump back to the other side of the bridge. You can see Bumper just going to go ahead and jump off.
It's all Evo, man, all the time in this defense. He, of course, had to commit his Primal Rage, but he's able to effortlessly just totally shut down the push and allow his team to regain the castle. And that means Bazzi can continue to get more value out of this Widow that he really impressed on against the Foxes. They've got clear line of sight here. RunAway is going to have some coordinated dive to get up there.
Another EMP invested there from Tuba, but he's going to get burned down there by Twilight. Will get traded out. Both healers gone. Huxall going to join them. Bazzi does get traded, but this is still going to be a pretty one fight here for 7. A 2 for 3 thus far. Free knocked out of the mech, however, off the back of that self-destruct from Janu as he does make it back in, but the payload, crucially, is not moving.
That was almost a kill there onto the Widow, but not quite.
They're chasing in. Evo, he's going to go down. And maybe this could be the turnaround here. It was looking pretty good, but 7, they over-pursue. And this gives room for RunAway to push back forward. They get onto the payload. Now they're getting ready to roll into point B.
So Huxall holding on to this EMP here just in case he can drop down when everyone comes out here. Free just trying to tag onto the point to build some time here. Sound barrier force.
EMP in. Stitch wins the Widow battle there, taking out Bazzi. Coalescence comes through and Stitch is just trying to pot shot people here off of the payload. They get this moving, finds one on the Revenge as he goes up into the air, looks for the Winston. Bumper will block, but Bumper's there to scoop it up. That's going to be point B gain for RunAway. 3 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock.
Stitch will make the switch now too, and you know, this is not actually indicative that he's the better Widow per se, but he had the better support there and he had the better line of sight. So basically we were seeing Bazzi try to come out to try to shoot at him. He was caught every time at the entrance. Now has to of course switch back to the Tracer, but Stitch is sticking on to that McCree.
The struck tossed in, not going to be finding anything yet there with the as far as that explosion is concerned. Evo goes forward to the Primal Rage yet again and finds Stitch, but RunAway will invest that sound barrier. They're trying to keep everybody alive and in the fight moving forward. Tuba has another EMP ready to go, pushes forward, he's looking for an angle where he can catch multiple members, but it's a bit too dangerous to go into that corner right now. They'll get Bumper, he can hold on to his own for a bit longer.
The cool thing about not going to that corner too is once RunAway is forcing that corner with the comp they're running with McCree, they knew the fight was won. He could have gotten a 6-man EMP there, but why use it, why waste it when the fight's already over? He pulls back, they hold it, they've got an ult advantage now, and they just easily wait for the next push.
Oh, that's going to be Tuba instead getting traded out here as he can't use the EMP. Would love to cast it right now. Self-destruct comes through. Well, get the pop out there onto Janu. Stitch goes down. And yet again, even though it's RunAway moving forward, starting the fight with their own EMP, they're going to be the ones getting pushed back all the way into the spawn room. They're the ones draining their clock down. Now 2 minutes left.
This
minute 20 already gone.
It's not looking good, man. EMP used as well. Another engage tool here that RunAway is not going to have to regain the point. I like this switch Stitch back onto the Tracer because McCree's just never able to get line of sight here when 7 has such good control over both entrances. They're going to dive in with Bumper, EMP to counter.
EMP out yet again. Tuba goes low, but he manages to stay alive, and Stitch is going to be traded out here as Bazzi finds the kill. So goes down. Winston's on either side going to get taken out as Bazzi just does so much work here with this Tracer. Has a pulse bomb. Does he feel the need to use it? The answer is going to be no. Just goes up, smacks Twilight right on the rear end, takes him down.
All doubts about Bazzi's Stitch in this matchup against RunAway, I think, can be washed away after watching this match. It has been a dominant performance defensively here. Great EMP by Tuba to hack Bumper. Showed his ult, so everyone focused him knowing he could Primal Rage. So he got basically focused down before he could use that Primal Rage. He's got it now, but they bought so much time.
Gonna get it this time around there with a hack. Primal Rage will come out. Now he's gonna be hacked down as Tuba goes low. Getting healed right back up. Coalescence coming through from Revenge as well as the sound barrier, stacking them in together as RunAway counters with one of their own there from Mika, and they're going to be winning the fight. Twilight nearly has the Coalescence ready to go as well, so they can continue this push. And they are just going to go ahead, give it a team kill on to 7. Evo comes back up, they hack the health back, they get grounding there on the last corner. It's 35 seconds left.
7 has so many ultimates here, though. As long as they can get out of the spawn, Stitch is going to try to prevent a pulse bomb here onto Sombra would be so huge. They have a a huge amount of ultimates they can use to delay. The Runaway is not out of this yet. Trying to stagger them now, first with the self-destruct.
But gonna go ahead, throws down that EMP. They're pushing him back with the primal range. Runaway cutting back around the corner, and Jenner's gonna get popped out of the mech. Stitch goes down. They need to get over onto the card. It's just 10 seconds remaining. Any kill that Seven gets is just devastating to the side of Runaway, but unfortunately for them, it's just one too many. They push them all the way back outside the castle gates. Bumper tries to get in to tag the payload, but cannot do it. They'll round the final corner, but Runaway cannot get the completion here on Eichenwald.
It sounds crazy that I'm saying this, but Bazzy's out playing Stitch. Part of that, of course, is Stitch playing on a less familiar hero, the McCree, but when he switched back to the Tracer, they had his number, they controlled those entrances, past the drawbridge into the castle there, both the left and right side well covered by Tuba, who was building consistently better EMP charge than Hoxall, had better EMPs defensively there. Obviously, it's easier to defend with EMP than it is to attack if you translocate in, so not trying to say that he's the better Sombra per se, but his EMPs did more, and that EMP to stop Bumper from Primal Raging to get that first point through where actually Runaway had the better ult economy was massive, and they focused him down, and it's been control of the tanks that has really been Seven's strength here, excuse me, because when Bumper has to retreat because he's low, he's hacked, he's being focused, he gets out of the fight, which means that after that, Bazzy is able to get in the backline and get those picks we've been seeing him get so consistently on the Moira, especially in the backline. Another reason why Revenge has had more coalescence. This is, again, of course, partially due to the fact that Seven had that defender's advantage, why they're able to get more value in this choke point. That's the toughest part when the door closes once you get the payload in for the attacking team. It's very difficult to actually regain composure there, but Seven choked them up there, burnt through that time, had an ult advantage, and stopped the push. But they're definitely going to have a tough time against Runaway's defense, and we have to see what they're going to run. Showing this McCree already, so Runaway completely changing up how they want to play this map. No Pharah, and no Tracer here, just going to be running the long-range hit scan, becoming more popular these days. We saw Panthera running it, and Element Mystic as well. McCree is now super meta here in Korea for the first time, really, since Season 1.
And it has been a while. We had that little bit when the Phalanx comp started to come through where we would see it run with the Zarya, with the Reinhardt, but this is probably the biggest resurgence we've had for that pick here in a while. Seven going to go on the attack. Bazzy, of course, sticking to the Tracer. Hack immediately down there onto Evo. Would love to pop that Winston. Deny the front line away from Seven. Runaway cannot finish him off yet. Moving around the back, taking shots where he can. The bubble comes down. That's going to deny quite a bit of damage to come through there from the McCree. As they start building up for that first tick, the members of Runaway just can't get in onto the point. It's just a bit too dangerous. And now the members of Seven, they're going forward. They're going to them.
Yep, Bree gets demec'd here. That's a huge opportunity for Stitch to maximize damage. Look at the peel here. Stitch is doing so much free damage, untouched now at the moment.
And he takes down Bumper. Peak is going to fall as well. Runaway looks like they might be able to win this fight, but it's still dangerously close to that cap coming through here for Seven. Tuba stays alive, drops in, has the EMP. He'll throw that down, but does he have any backup? The answer looks like a no. Stitch missing that headshot there. On Revenge, can't quite finish him off, but he may just go down in the end. Yes, he does. Twilight manages to hound down the enemy Mara and finish him off.
Stitch just operating out of that building where he has coverage on all sides, and Bumper and Janu to back him up. Not only that, he's got the mini health pack here that's hacked by Hoxall, so every time he gets dove on, he can do massive damage to Evo, then just retreat back to this health pack that's hacked, so he has more charges, has more ability to continue to heal himself, so he's basically infinite life McCree. And we know Stitch's aim on this hero is quite fantastic, so it's very difficult to break.
That's going to be Hoxall with the EMP, straight up with the sound barrier, backing them in, and Tuba and Evo are going to fall immediately. Try to chase down Free, trying to get that pop onto the mech, get the stagger there onto the D.Va. Seems like they might be able to do it. He zips around the corner, gets that health pack, but they are chasing in deep for this one. Hoxall will eventually give it up. Goes ahead, kites back, but oh no, Bumper going forward. He finished him off, so Free is going to be stuck, and he's going to be forced to jump off the map or go ahead and surrender all of that ult charge that he had. Yeah, it's going to be, killing himself is going to be
a mess.
The choice that he had to make there. Otherwise, I think he was at 96% ult charge. Definitely do not want to surrender that one. So jumping off the map, definitely the best play.
Yeah, he's got his self-destruct available now. They can't pair it with much, unfortunately, but Runaway, again, just going to operate on this protect the Stitch in the room. Sort of defensive setup here on the ground, on the back of the point, forcing a deep dive for Seven. Okay, Bazzy's looking to open this up by killing Bumper, but he's got Primal, so this is not going to be an easy pick.
Getting Oxal's nice. He was dangerously close to that EMP, so they take him out. Now Jono's out of the mech. Be a ways away from that one. The sound barrier will come down there from 7, but Revenge has already died. He has the Coalescence to help chain in for those healer ultimates. They managed to get Jono right as he was about to get back into the mech, so fantastically played here from 7. They will be able to get this cap, but a good portion of time drained off the clock there by RunAway. It was a decent start to the hold. They have some ultimates here to deny the push on the street space, including Stitch with that Deadeye up on the high ground. Yeah, if he can just get into a good angle, if they can somehow burst down free again, that would be fantastic. Obviously, a hack would make it easier. That's going to be the target here. Can they pop the Deadeye in this moment now that he's got the mech? This was truly bizarre.
I mean, 7 was super far off, playing way too far off, and they get punished for it.
Oh, another hack there, but Hoxall, even with that nice spray control, can't finish off Evo himself, but Jano's there to go ahead and pick up the pieces.
Looks like they wanted to try to sandwich this castle to take control, but it totally backfired there. So again, respawn of free means that Deadeye is going to be tough to execute here, but it's also going to be tough if your opponents can't even get through the wall. They got a wall block in that one. Coalescence is going to be committed, but shut down by the EMP.
Here comes out now the Deadeye. Fishing for this one is Stitch. He's got to drop off that high ground. A bit of damage in, but overall not going to be finding the kill. Flashbang blocked out by the barrier, but I think he's going to be fine with that one because the kills are still pouring through for RunAway. Multiple people dead. As RunAway just goes ahead and holds this gate, much like 7 was holding the gate to the castle.
Yeah,
on their attack round, on their defense round. This is just dominant here from RunAway.
Yeah, not only did 7 waste a lot of time on attack grabbing that first point because RunAway's McCree setup was so good, they're just being gate kept here. They have an ult disadvantage. And Coalescence can totally gatekeep this point if they commit to it. There it is, exactly as I mentioned. And Janu, surviving through most of this, does get the drop on the mech, but goes down before he can remech it.
Yeah, just gets taken out by that self-destruct, and now it's going to be 7 with the counterattack here. Don't have to invest a sound barrier or their own Coalescence. So going to be a nicely won fight for them as they can finally get that payload moving. But so much time has been taken off this time bank here.
Really
by
good.
RunAway, a minute and 44 left.
Good
and
focus.
They're just now starting the push.
Yeah, good focus by 7 to make sure that Janu actually could not get his remech off, because that was the key factor in pushing this forward. They targeted him down early, forced Twilight to use that Coalescence, but they still got the kill through that healing. Good on the call, or on the fly call, excuse me, by RunAway, or sorry, by 7 there.
Force on that self-destruct for Janu just to get back into the mech. In a pretty subpar angle. Oxall looks to jump in, will do so. Drops down that EMP, but Bumper's already been taken out of the fight. Sound barrier comes in, barely keeps alive Twilight for the moment, but Evo with that Primal Rage will be able to take him out in the end. Stitch falls. RunAway, they commit forward with multiple ultimates, and they get punished for it. And now it's going to be a solid push across the bridge here for 7, who might just get the completion here.
Well, they're going to be either going to have one more chance, RunAway is, to try to hold this. They will certainly take it. The problem is they just don't have many tools, and already a great setup here on the high ground with 2, but just like Hoxall did when they were on the attack themselves, it's just so difficult to get out of the drawbridge, or get out onto it just to get in.
Last second stop comes through there, just a meter away as they go forward. Bazzy gets taken down, Pulse Bomb finds Revenge, but Stitch immediately gets punished by the rockets there from Great. And now he's popped out of the mech. Janu taken down as well. Juba is still just firing away, hacking here from the back line. Bumper goes up, Coalescence comes through. They will deny that one in the end as Twilight will go down. And it seems like through this war of attrition, 7 should be able to get this push in the end. Recall comes through, 0.17 meters, no way to stop that one.
Juba was able to get that fantastic EMP, was patient with it from this high ground, and RunAway was kind of screaming out of these choke points the same way that they got held on attack. But 7, can they keep up the momentum? That's so important. That's how this map gets finished, is by continuing the momentum. You lose it for 1 second, you got those respawns, you're struggling to get inside.
RunAway goes aggressive. They want to play up onto this payload as much as possible. That pulse comes through, but it's not going to be finding anything there from Bazzy. He will go down. Evo yet again, he knows he has his Primal Rage. He's going to be pushing up fairly fearlessly. His Bumper has already been eliminated, but now that the hack comes through, he just kind of has to sit back around the corner and rely on his healers. Coalescence comes down.
Yeah, hyper early Coalescence there.
But off screen, the Diva Bomb comes down, and Janu finds 2. Juba and Nika both taken out. Neither have their ultimates available, but it's going to be a nicely won fight here for RunAway as it's 40 seconds left on the clock. If they continue to hold this choke, they might be able to win Eichenwald yet again.
Well, you know, that was just too early of a coalescence there. Evo's still got his Primal Rage. He was being so patient there around the corner, but for some reason Revenge decided popping it was going to be their best way to engage. It was a sloppy run in there, and then they weren't prepared to deal with the self-destruct that came out. Haksal is going to look to hide how he approaches with this EMP to get an angle to make sure he can shut down the Primal Rage. That's his goal here.
Haksal goes for it, throws it down, but I don't think he caught too much for that one. The sound barrier is immediately there from Mika to try to keep everybody alive and continue this push. They get Bumper as he dies with Primal Rage. A crucial mistake perhaps here from the side of RunAway. Now they're losing multiple members. Janu gonna get popped out of the back. Amy and Twilight try to delay, but they're all gonna get punished, and now 7 can start advancing. They're in overtime. They basically have to get to completion here on the map. RunAway will get one more chance to stop this push.
Yeah, Evo, you know, he did not get hacked there, and neither did Mika, who had the sound barriers, so they just basically sustained through. Bazzi looking for a drop down here onto the respawning members. Early Primal Rage from Bumper, but they get Evo. That's huge.
Doesn't find the kill, doesn't find anything with that pulse bomb, and now they're in the fight. Evo going down free, knocked out of the mech. Janu finds him with his self-destruct, and RunAway wants to stop this once and for all. Tuba will get taken down as Janu gets knocked out, but they're still trading up. Mika's dead, Free goes down. It's just cleanup duty here for RunAway. As they stop the push, they will win Eichenwald yet again for the second time in forever. Seems like Contenders means the curse is gone. They pick up another victory here with their map pick.
Very well played. Really good usage of the long-range hit scan by Stitch. Obviously on drawbridge and in that middle part of the map, what we call normally the streets phase, right, of these types of maps, even though it's not like a street per se. Once they got past the castle, they were able to use Stitch's long-range damage on attack to go through more efficiently than what 7 tried to do with their straight dive with Bazzi on, of course, the Tracer. We saw Widowmaker duels, of course, go in Stitch's favor as well when he was able to regain control of that high ground. They pushed everybody inside. RunAway had their biggest challenge when they were trying to push further right behind the drawbridge door, but eventually they were able to break through with one good EMP, the focus fire there onto the Winston. So they got the full push there. Another strength of RunAway was their ability to very consistently protect Stitch on point A to burn through the time bank of 7. So 7 just did not have the luxury that RunAway did on their attack to force something to happen post that drawbridge. So RunAway just being more consistent with their flexibility on hero picks, like we were talking about before. Haksal playing so many different heroes, I think 5 different heroes last week against MVP Space. And now Stitch is bringing out the Widow, he's bringing out the McCree. Haksal stayed constant on the Sombra, but RunAway has just shown us again already in just 2 matches and 6 games only that they are not going to be just the dive team they're famous for, but they are running a lot of different compositions.
Oh, that's going to be the tie up there, 1-1, as RunAway takes Eichenwald for the second time in a row. The MVP Space, now 7. This is going to be 7's map choice as we get ready to go into Assault after the break. So we'll see if RunAway can yet again continue forward here. They've already surrendered their first map of the season. Now 7 has joined them in that regard as well. But taking the series is going to be a whole other beast. Maybe we just have a complete tie-up as we push forward to this.
It would be ideal. We haven't had one yet.
Yeah.
My name tag's fallen off here
Been a while.
Achilios.
So no tie.